Test, 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 test. Okay, all right. So for those people that know my channel, I have a Suzuki 8R. I might have said R8 a couple times, so my bad. On some of the older ones, or some of the older Suzukis, they had they had a little light right here where you would lock it, and then one more would be like a light. So it would be lock and then light. I don't know why they would do that, but on some of the older ones they did. All you do is turn it on if you want the light on, right? Okay. Um, I don't have my key here with me. I forgot it. For those people that remember, I dropped the bike one time, and this broke, so it looks like this. And so I got this one fixed, and I was telling people that the clutch is really hard to pull, and on the the CR, no, what is it? God, what are they called? CF Motos, it's real easy like this. It's just like super smooth to pull the clutch lever, right? But the clutch lever was really hard on this one. Okay, I put the GoPro on here just to see how it was. I actually like the way it looked on here. I think I'm going to probably switch it to this side over here. They washed the bike when I took it in for maintenance, and they were able to clean this windscreen on the inside, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know how they did it, but I wasn't able to do it. Now, the mechanic said I stripped the bolts on here, trying to put this thing on, but I didn't have the right tools before I put it. So these strip bolts, I don't know if it came from the factory or he stripped them and he just said, hey, you know what, they stripped the bolts. But I don't have the tools. I don't have the right wrench, right, to pull these out. So there's no way for me to have stripped these bolts out from the tank, right? Like I think this one's stripped also, and then this one is stripped. There's just no way. There's no way I did it. Okay, so I installed these sliders. They are, I mean, I don't like the way they stick out, but they're supposed to prevent the bike from falling and the light from breaking, this from breaking. But they're called Piju or something. I don't know. But that's the only thing I installed on the bike, and I think I like them. They're pretty good. Now the installation. Okay, somebody asked me what gear I ride with. Now I just got this from my friend. I did a little story over it. It's the Senna Outrush -R. Now what I like. Okay, let me start with what I don't like. This visor is not very dark, and this little nose part right here. Oops, sorry. This visor is not very dark. This little nose part. This little nose part hits my nose, and I don't really like that. But I do like their locking mechanism. It like snaps on right there. Like right there it snaps on. I do like that. Now it is riding the bike with one hand. Popping it off is a little difficult, but it does what it does. I'm probably going to ride with sunglasses because, like I said, I don't like this bridge, and it's not very dark when it comes to like low end, high end sun. Okay, but I do like that you're able to open it and pop it open. Oh my god, doing everything with one hand is pretty much crazy. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so it unlocks down here with the little switch, and it pops all the way up, and it locks into place. Now the visor it should be closed, but it doesn't have to close. All right, you can keep this down, get a little bit of airflow, but it's not designed to be ridden like this. They've said it multiple times. Now my next thing is my bubbler. I got this Ducati one. It's the closest thing I can get to a Ducati in general sense. So I got this Bubla, whatever it's called. The gloves that I ride with, there's two sets, but it's these Revit gloves. What I look for gloves, and I always want to see is if this is gonna rip, right? So I yank on these pretty hard, and I see if they're gonna rip or not. But I mean, pretty much all of them are stapled in pretty good. But yeah, it's a Revit. Now this is where I'm confused. These are extra large, and my fingers come to like right here on all the things. And I have some medium other gloves that I don't really ride with unless it's cold. So I ride with those, but I rarely ever ride with these. Okay. Now, let me go back to the helmet real quick. Hang on. So what I like about this helmet is that it's got plenty of padding in here for the ears. It's got a built-in microphone already set. It's got the Bluetooth headset right here from Senna. It's already all inbuilt. You don't have to worry about any wires or anything. It's all together already. So that's what I do like about the helmet. Now, something I don't like about the helmet, like I said before, was just the visor. It hits my nose just right here. But if I put it and kind of wiggle it to the right, it doesn't do it as much. But it's just kind of one of those things, like if I just throw it on, I want to be able to, move with it, right? Just get it going. So that's the helmet. I really do like it. It's really good. Like I said, I have a little story of how I got it. Okay, the next thing I have are these Icon pants. These are them. You can kind of see Super Duty 3 pants. Okay, I'm a bigger guy, so they go up to 33. I think the max is 42. I was told in order to keep this thing light, these things are super thin, so they're rated ones. But when you hit on impact, these are like those gels where like it's squishy, but when you hit it really hard, they did a science experiment over it. When you hit it really hard, it's supposed to like solid up and protect you. Now I've taken these out, and they're a bitch to put back inside the pants. But they're very heavy with just regular padding because I put some level 3 padding in there and it was just too heavy. But I like the way they are with those level 1 supposed padding. It has the air pockets that are right here. I do like the other pants that I saw that have the Velcro right here. I don't have to put a belt. I can just cinch it. I do like those, but this one I have to put a belt on. So the belt's pretty good. Like I said, we did our first maintenance on the bike, and I'm just saying doing. Okay, so I was rudely interrupted. I was talking about the maintenance that we did. So they did the oil change and the oil filter. Now the bike feels a little bit looser, I guess, in a general sense. They did the chain. They cleaned the chain. They're supposed to have cleaned the rims, right? But they don't get that far into it. But that's something I'll go in and do. So they checked the brake fluid on the front, and they checked the brake fluid on the back. I think this one right here. So I have to assume that they changed the oil, right? Like I checked it to the best of my ability. It looks pretty clean. Down here, I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't do it. But but everything's really good on the bike. And what I do love about it recently, because I've kind of let it just run rev, but I'll rev it in second, third gear pretty good. Now the sidey boots that I got, they're pretty good. I'm getting used to them. Okay, so this next part, I'm going to talk about the track. So I'm going to go to the track with this bike. And there's one in San Marcos, so north of where I am, because I live close to San Antonio, north of San Antonio Shirts area. So, but in San Marcos, they have a track, and it's now open for people to go and do stuff. They close it during, the winter break, right? So November through February it's supposed to be closed, but because the weather's been so good here in Texas, and thank God for climate change, we're finally gonna be able to go get on the track. Now I have a scheduled track day on April 3rd, so it'll be my first thing. So I walked up there, I went and talked to Chuck. I don't think his name is Chuck, but I call him Chuck. So I went and talked to Chuck, and I was like, hey Chuck, I want to take my bike on race day. He says that I have to get full gauntlet gloves, so these are not full gauntlet gloves. So the other gloves that I have that are tighter, they're full gauntlet gloves. I have to have the boots, which is the sidey boots that I have. And then I can't use this helmet. I have to use DOJ full face helmet, so which is the other one I have, that HJC or whatever, or I can't remember what it is, HST or whatever. So he says you will drop the bike. That's another reason why I got the sliders, right? So I got the sliders. And he goes, so it'll be April. Thursday, I have an appointment for a full body suit with Susan, I think her name was. Nancy, here in Texas. She's in Seguin. They make custom suits, and they order suits from wherever. I didn't realize, I thought they were like $500, $400. They're $800 starting with no airbags. If you want the airbag suit, it's a one and done airbag suit. It is not designed to be like, hey, I can use this multiple times type of airbag suit. Those are more expensive. I think those like $3,000 or something. I can't remember. She said something. But I am looking forward to doing that. $800, probably a little outside my pocket right now, but she said you could do $400 order, and then another $400 when it comes in. It takes about 10 weeks to come in, and then once they're fitted, we can go out and do. They can rent me one. Now I'm trying to figure out, right, like what goes underneath those race suits, because they're full leather. So she says you could do the Under Armour, or they have a gear that they have, their Icon gear, that's fully a long sleeve with long sleeve pants. It's basically like a onesie. You wear it underneath, and then you wear that underneath the thing, because obviously leather and sweat and heat and all that stuff, you're going to be sticking to the leathers, right? So you don't want to be stuck to the leather in that aspect. So I went and talked to Chuck, and I was like, hey, what are the stipulations? What are the rules? What do I have to do? And he walked me through it. He's like, you have to have full leathers, you have to have the gloves, you have to have the boots, the helmet, and he signed you up. You do a waiver, and you go track day. You spend about 3 hours in the classroom, and then you bring some gas cans and stuff with you, and then leave the gas cans behind, and you can just make sure your chain is clean, and make sure that you haven't put too many road miles on the bike, because they don't want a flat spot. And then you ride, on the track. Now, for me personally, I think my tires are pretty good. They don't have enough road mileage on them, but they also, that Nancy lady sells tires, and they will put them on for you all in the same cost, and then take off those tires on it also. Now, they have rims that they can sell for the whole thing, so you don't have to worry about doing that. But you can buy rims with the tires and have them install everything, and then take everything off, all in like 30 minutes. They said they can do all of it there on track, day of track, if you want it. So I thought that was something that I would really like to do. And so it's something that I'm thinking about, right? Changing out the tires, especially if I'm going to be doing the track. Now, when I do the track, I'm going to add, they said about 300 to 500 miles on the bike track day. So that's something I am looking at and thinking about as far as the bike is concerned. Now, the other thing too is they said once you ride on a track, you never want to ride on the road. And they don't have a membership there that you can go and do a membership on the track, because it's $400 a month. You can go anytime you want on the track. You can do whatever you want for that track day.